Islam Makhachev reveals he is fully prepared to fight at the White House as MMA pros are demanding an Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev mega fight at possibly the biggest UFC card. In a recent interview, Islam Makhachev shares that he is ready to fight at the White House card and makes it clear to the promotion that he expects to be prepared in the near future. He hopes to compete at that card, viewing the opportunity as a unique moment that could secure a lasting place in the sport's history.
If somebody wants, let's do it. I tell them I will be ready soon. If White House, of course, I want to be in White House because there may be one and only we will make the fighting in White House. I want to be in history. Now I'm already make good money, which one I enough for my family, you know. And now I have everything before it's also not coming in my dream, you know. Now I just ready, you know. I training every day. Still hungry, still fighting, still want to be champion.
Islam Makhachev also explains that winning the second title did not carry the same emotional weight as the night he first reached the summit. Becoming champion for the first time remains the moment he values above all else, a milestone he views as the defining achievement of his career.
15, 20 years, every day, gym, back, not family, not friends, not go somewhere, you know, discipline. And that fight I cannot lose, and I just put on table everything what I have that night, you know. And I remember that emotion which one I have when he tapped, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's moment when you understood. Well done. Everything is finished, you know. How many years you spent? How many years you did everything right to become UFC champion, you know. It's the moment, it's the emotion which one I think I never feel before, and I'm never feel again. Like when I become double champ, same things. It's not same. The first belt is biggest things for my life.
Islam Makhachev is comfortable at welterweight and is enjoying the rhythm of camp, the weight cut, and the energy that comes with fight week. He has informed the promotion he will be ready to compete soon, especially with the chance to appear at the White House, a moment he views as historic for his career. With his earnings already taking care of his family, he now lives a reality that once felt far beyond what he could have imagined.
Man, welterweight, now I start to enjoy my training camp, my cutting weight, fighting week, you know. For me, it's no problem. If somebody wants, let's do it. I tell them I will be ready soon. If White House, of course, I want to be in White House because there may be one and only we will make the fighting in White House. I want to be in history. Now I'm already make good money, which one I enough for my family, you know. And now I have everything before it's also not coming in my dream, you know. Now I just ready, you know. I training every day, still hungry, still fighting, still want to be champion.
On the other hand, Michael Bisping believes Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria would be the biggest fight the UFC could possibly make for a White House event. With a stage that massive, he feels the promotion would need a matchup powerful enough to live up to the moment. In Bisping's eyes, putting those two together guarantees an unforgettable night and delivers the kind of spectacle fans would expect from such a historic setting.
Don't put an event on at the White House and not have the fight card just blow everything else to smithereens, right? This thing has to deliver, and it absolutely will. And they're going to put together the most incredible night of fights that us fight fans, UFC fans, could ever imagine, right? And there's no bigger fight right now, in my humble opinion, than Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria.
Michael Bisping understands that the interim situation would normally point in another direction, but he believes the scale of a White House card changes everything. With the president expected to attend and a global audience tuning in, he feels the UFC would chase the most powerful matchup available. Because of Islam Makhachev's resume, dominance at lightweight, and championship success across divisions, Bisping argues that others may simply have to wait while the promotion prioritizes the fight that captures the biggest spotlight.
I know Justin is the interim and Ilia is the undisputed, and that should happen. It really should. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. It's going down on the White House lawn. President Trump will be there. The whole world will be tuning in. That's a fact, okay? There's gonna be billions of people watching this. They want to put on the biggest fights, okay? So unfortunately, in this situation, Justin Gaethje is gonna have to wait, because on one side you have Islam Makhachev, a man that is 28-1, okay? A two-weight division champion. Dominated lightweight, the greatest lightweight fighter that the sport has ever seen. Yes, Conor McGregor was a bigger star. Yes, Khabib Nurmagomedov may be the GOAT, and he's a cultural icon, of course, and what he's done in this sport will never be forgotten. But on paper, Islam Makhachev has defended the belt 4 times.
Michael Bisping looks at the possibility of the matchup and wonders if the sport has ever witnessed two reigning two-division champions collide while both are still at their peak. He struggles to think of another example and believes that alone would make the moment historic. To him, a fight like that at such a massive venue would feel unmatched, drawing attention from legends, contenders, and fans across every corner of the sport.
Have we ever seen two-weight division champions going up against one another in their absolute primes? I don't think we have. Whether it's in their prime or old damaged goods, I don't think we've ever seen two weight division champions going up against each other. It's never happened. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But I really don't think that's ever happened. So this would truly be a one-of-a-kind, at a one-of-a-kind event, at the most desired fight night in the history of the sport. Every man and their dog, every fighter, whether they're retired, whether on the fringe of retirement, whether they're recently retired, or whether they're at the top of the sport or not.
Meanwhile, Magomedov considers Ilia Topuria to be overhyped. While acknowledging Topuria's skills, he points out that his path to the title involved only a handful of opponents, many of whom were relatively unknown or past their peak, suggesting the hype around him may exceed his actual resume. Magomedov said, "I think Topuria is overhyped. He is a good fighter, but look at his path to the title. There are just 4 to 5 fights, and you don't even know their names. And the good guys that he beat, they were already on their decline." Beneil Dariush believes that Ilia Topuria has the best chance at lightweight, where the size gap is smaller, and the fight could be nearly even. In contrast, moving up to welterweight strongly favors Islam Makhachev, who faces little disadvantage at the higher weight, making it much harder for Topuria to compete effectively.
As far as fighting Islam, I just think there's a big size difference.
Do you think they'll play a big factor?
I think the fight at 155 would have been much better for Ilia. I think at 155, Ilia had a very good shot. At 170, I don't think so. At 55, I would have put it 50-50. If not,
wow.
If anything, I would have probably favored Ilia, because he doesn't have to cut a lot of weight. He's pretty strong for the division. He has massive punching power. He has great jiu-jitsu. He's in a good position. And if the fight goes into round 3, 4, 5, he's going to be the fresher guy because he's not cutting weight. But at 170, it's a massive weight difference, and Islam doesn't have to cut weight. Not too much weight, anyways.
Jack Della Maddalena also views Islam Makhachev as the larger presence who can leverage size and pressure to his advantage, while still recognizing that Ilia Topuria poses a serious threat with his striking if the fight remains standing. From JDM's perspective, it's a compelling matchup where timing, control, and physicality could ultimately determine the outcome.
Who do you got winning, Islam or Ilia?
Man, I don't know. I think Islam.
For real?
Yeah. Ilia's good. I just reckon the size would be a lot.
He got bigger. He said he started taking creatine or some shit.
Yeah, he was big. But then again, Ilia he's a heavy puncher, eh? If he can keep it on the feet and land punches, be a good fight. It needs to happen. I think a lot of people want to see that.
Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev reflects on his sole MMA defeat, seeing it as a pivotal lesson. He recalls feeling invincible at the time, but views the loss as a moment that revealed he was just starting his journey rather than already being the best.
When Martin's hand is raised, and you're down on the floor and praying and giving glory to the God, Abdulmanap said that he was crying because you lost, and he said, "All glory to the God. This is a big lesson, and Islam is going to be the champion one day, and you made it finally."
Of course, when we win, we always say thanks God because He gave you that victory. But when I lose, it's also God give me the exam, you know, to check. And no matter win or loss, I always have to say Alhamdulillah, to thanks God to give me this. And that time, maybe I'm wrong, you know. I thinking like I feel I can spar with everyone, I can fight with everyone. Nobody gonna stop me, you know. Maybe that is the time they God show me you are not the best. You just beginner, you know.
Islam Makhachev recalls that during his only MMA loss, he felt unstoppable training with Khabib Nurmagomedov and other champions at AKA, assuming his opponent would tire before him. Lacking a clear strategy, he simply tried to push through. He explains that the defeat transformed him into a much smarter fighter and believes that without that loss, he might never have reached the championship level.
At that time, I thinking I'm training with Khabib, with the old champions in AKA. Nobody can stop me, you know. And in my mind, that fight, I thinking that guy is old, you know. I gonna push him all fights. He gonna if I'm tired, he gonna tired more, you know. I don't have the plan for the fight. I just want to push him, make him tired. And MMA, that sport, one punch can change everything, you know. And from that lose, I completely different fighter. I more smart now, you know. And maybe, who knows? Just God knows. Maybe if I'm not lose that time, I'm never gonna be UFC champion. You know?
On the other side, talking about his next fight at 170, Islam Makhachev shows no concern about a lack of options as the welterweight division continues to heat up. He frames the weight class as wide open and makes it clear that he is comfortable with whoever the UFC places in front of him. With long-term confidence at the weight, Makhachev signals his intention to settle in, defend the belt, and establish a lasting run rather than treating the division as a short-term stop.
Вариантов много, если честно, на мой вес сейчас как-то ожил welterweight. Я думаю, сейчас вариантов очень много. Посмотрим, я вообще, мне без разницы. И все должны предложить скоро. Я сказал, если им бы не было без разницы, потому что я чувствую, что я смогу долго в этом весе себя пояс сохранить и себя там комфортно чувствовать.
Kamaru Usman recognizes Islam Makhachev as an outstanding champion, but believes his own style poses the toughest challenge for him. Usman explains that while Makhachev looked dominant against the previous champion, gaps in that opponent's game aligned with Usman's strengths, making him the most difficult test for the current title holder.
I think myself and Islam is a phenomenal guy, phenomenal champion, what he's been able to do. I just think, as we know, styles make a fight.
That's it.
And I think I'm the most difficult style for him right now. And I think I'm the best test for him. Because, let's be honest, Islam is extremely talented. But that last fight, he made it look easy. Because the former champion there was a deficit in the game.
Yeah.
And that happens to be where I'm strong as well. So I think that's a tremendous matchup. I love Islam, but I think I get that title.
Islam Makhachev also views Kamaru Usman as the most formidable challenge ahead, considering him a proven competitor capable of testing even the best fighters. While some debate the matchup's practicality, Makhachev considers facing Usman the toughest and most significant fight available at this point in his career.
Кто в идеале твой следующий соперник?
Я на интервью говорил, что с Усманом хочу подраться. Ну, что-то медиа не верит в этот бой, я смотрю. Но мое личное мнение, Усман переедет этих всех пацанов, которые сейчас новые появились там. Тот же Моралес, тот же вот этот Пратес ударник. Это пацаны не проверенные еще. И я думаю, что Усман самый тяжелый бой был бы для меня. И в медийном плане мы смогли бы как бывший чемпион, больше всего защит в моем весе. И мы смогли бы как-то хорошо продвинуть этот бой и показать тоже красивый бой. Да.
Kamaru Usman also envisions a path where, after defeating Islam Makhachev, he would take on Khamzat Chimaev and approach a rematch differently. Usman notes that many fans wanted a full camp rematch with Khamzat, and having the chance to prepare properly for the strong contender would allow him to tackle the fight with a revised strategy.
And if I get that title, I think a lot of people wanted to see that rematch with Khamzat.
I would love to see that.
On a full camp.
Oh my God.
And so if Khamzat is still champion.
And I was there at the fight and I thought, okay, this is only 3 rounds.
if it would go longer, you were there, right?
Yeah. So it's
you could feel it in the stadium, you know.
Yes,
the
of
momentum
course.
was changing.
It was too short, and I've been accustomed to fighting 5-round fights,
True. Yeah.
and so it just, you know, if I was able to get that opportunity again and to actually prepare for a big, strong Khamzat, because Khamzat is extremely talented. He's done everything that was asked of him to do.
True.
And so he's a good champion, and I think given that opportunity again, I approached that fight a little different.
Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev shared a humorous moment from his meeting with Anthony Joshua in Dubai, revealing that Joshua asked permission to print 2-3 years Dagestan and forget on merchandise. Makhachev approved the idea, but also joked that Joshua should train in Dagestan to improve his wrestling, noting that combining his size and striking with wrestling skills could make him exceptionally dangerous in MMA.
I've seen a video you and Anthony Joshua were talking about your probably most famous sentence, most famous quote. 2 or 3 years to Dagestan, and everybody.
Yeah, he showed me, he told me, I want to make t-shirts. And I said, I'll tell him, okay, I will give you approval, you can make it. And you have to also come to Dagestan to improve your wrestling. You know, this guy is huge, big, very good striking, one of the best boxer in the world. If this big guy improve his wrestling, can you imagine how good he's gonna be in MMA.
Islam Makhachev also talked about his personal life and initial MMA career. Islam shares that he placed his faith in Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov above everyone else. Long before championship talk felt realistic, the veteran coach urged patience, discipline, and trust in the process, promising the results would come. That reassurance pushed Makhachev to work harder, and whenever life outside the gym became complicated, Abdulmanap kept directing him back to training while he handled the rest.
All my life, I did everything what he said. I listen him because I believe him. He's the guy who believed me first, you know. When I was young, when I'm not thinking about UFC belt, he told me, do same things, be patient, and one day it's coming, you know, you will be champion, you know. And I don't believe other people, I believe him, you know. I start to training more, start to spend more time in the gym. When I have some problem outside, when I have to go to fix some problem, he say, hey, go to the gym, I will do it for you. And he helped me a lot, you know, and I always say, thanks God, thanks Abdulmanap to his doing for me like many things.
Islam Makhachev also attributes his team's massive backing to strict personal discipline. Following the path laid down by Khabib Nurmagomedov, he highlights that people notice they stay away from nightlife, alcohol, and other negative distractions. In his view, that commitment to the right habits beyond competition is why supporters at home rally behind them so strongly. He aims to demonstrate to fellow fighters and devoted Muslims that elite success can be achieved while remaining principled and focused.
How many young kids look it for the Khabib, look it for our team, you know, and we never go party, we never go somewhere, we never smoke, drink, do some bad things, you know, and that's why we have big support in our country. And I also try to show like MMA fighter, try to show like real Muslims, you know, who is the not smoking, not do this all bad things.
Islam Makhachev expresses deep gratitude for his training circle, calling them brothers rather than teammates. He reflects on how Khabib Nurmagomedov set an example by supporting his teammates even after retirement, and Makhachev follows the same philosophy, helping his gymmates strive for championship success. He emphasizes that he has trained with the same group for 15-20 years, forming a close-knit bond built on loyalty and mutual support. Islam Makhachev said, Khabib became a UFC champion and retired. He can do whatever he wants, but he wants his brothers to be the best in the world. Same thing for me. I help other guys from our gym so they become champions. It's important which team you choose. For the last 15-20 years, I've trained with the same guys. We have a huge team. Not just a team, we are all brothers. I call them brothers. They're not my teammates, they're my brothers. So that's all we have from today's video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.